whispers in the pines. The sun dipped behind the treetops as the forest came alive with a hush of twilight. A cool breeze rustled the pine needles, and somewhere in the distance, a crow called out. Jacob pushed through a thicket, brushing branches aside as he followed the barely visible trail. He paused when he saw Thomas waiting near the clearing. "You're late," Thomas said, glancing around nervously. "I had to avoid the main road," Jacob replied. "Something feels wrong, like we're being watched." They stood in silence for a moment, the forest closing in around them as if listening. After their hushed conversation, Jacob continued on alone. The forest seemed darker now, almost claustrophobic. Each step felt heavier, the silence more pronounced. He could swear he heard twigs snapping behind him, but every time he turned, nothing was there. Eventually, he stumbled upon a small forgotten cabin, half swallowed by moss and ivy. He hesitated before pushing the creaking door open. The interior smelled of rot and dust. A single stairway led upward into the attic. Jacob climbed, flashlight beam trembling in his grasp. The attic was cluttered, old trunks, broken furniture, and dust-covered memories. He moved slowly, heart pounding, until something behind him shifted. He spun, only to find shadows. Then far away, in the depth of the forest, something moved. The serial killer watched from behind a tree. Dressed in torn clothes and stained with earth, he didn't blink. He just watched, waiting. Step by step, he crept through the woods with eerie precision, as if he knew every twig and leaf. There was no sound, only a dreadful stillness. His breath was calm, his eyes cold. Meanwhile, back in the attic, Jacob crouched by a chest, hands trembling. He pulled out a worn photograph. Him, Thomas, and another man long gone. A floorboard creaked downstairs. Jacob froze. He fled into the night, heart racing, barely able to breathe. Branches clawed at him as he ran. Somewhere to his left, he heard a low chuckle, quiet and inhuman. Finally, Jacob found Thomas again, near an old fence at the forest's edge. He was pale, eyes wide. "He's real," Jacob whispered. "He's still out there." Thomas nodded slowly. "I've seen him too. We never should have come back here." Behind them, the forest held its breath, and somewhere, the killer crept on. Let me know if you want this turned into a script, expanded, or adapted into a horror short film.